This problem asks us to, this is number 57 from 8-4, plot both complex numbers and on the same graph, plot their product. So for this first one, it's called z1 equals 2e to the pi over 3I. So our x is going to be 2 times cosine of pi over 3. And that's going to be 2 times 1/2, which is 1. And y is going to be 2, and it's really I because it's going to be the complex part. 2 times sine of pi over 3, which is 2 times the square root of 3 over 2I, which is square root of 3 times I. And so we're looking at really 1.73I. And if we're to plot that one, well, maybe I'll get the other one first. Let's call this x1, y1. And our x for z2 is going to be that 3e to the 5 pi over 4I. And so our x2 is going to be 3 times cosine of 5 pi over 4. And that's going to be right about negative 2.12 because it's 3 times negative 7.7071. The y2 is going to be the same thing. It's 3 times sine of 5 pi over 4. And just to note that sine and cosine of 5 pi over 4 is the same thing. So you're going to get, I don't know what happened to my pencil, negative 2.12. Now if we were to plot these, let's just make this big, make that a 1, make that a 2, make this a 1, make this a 2. So in the first case, I guess we'll go over here too. So we'll make this a negative 1, and this is a negative 2, and negative 1, and a negative 2. So the first pair we have at 1 and 1.73. So let me get my colors up. Do that. There we go. So 1.73. Maybe right about there. That's our z1. z2, negative 2.12, negative 2.12, so someplace down over here. So let's find our z3, or the product, I guess I should say. z1 times z2 is going to be, that's 2 times e to the pi over 3I times 3 times e to the 5 pi over 4I. And the product would be 2 times 3 times e to the pi over 3 plus 5 pi over 4 times the I. So you end up with 6 times e to the, and the common denominator is going to be 12, so we're looking at 4 pi over 12 plus 15 pi over 12, so it's 19 pi over 12 I. So I pulled out my handy dandy calculator, and I'll call this x12 is going to be 6 times cosine of 19 pi over 12. And for that I got 1.55. And y12, it's not y12, it's 12, is 6 times sine of 19 pi over 12, which comes out to be negative 5.80. So if we go up and plot these values, oh, I guess I got to go all the way down to negative 5, don't I? Woo! It's going to be way down here. 3, 4, 5, so really almost down to here. That's kind of funny. And what was the x? It was 1.55. So somewhere down here would be my z1 times z2. So there's your z1, z2, and there's your z1 times z2. I guess I didn't plan that graph out too well. Okay, hope that helps.